Hi again. This is part 2 of my Hamburg birthday or Geburtstag 1998. In the first video, in part 1, I said that I call these paratroopers. I was probably thinking again of the war, but they're obviously skydivers, and they're coming down to land on a certain spot. Yeah, I said paratroopers. A bit like John Cleese in Fawlty Towers, where he said, "Don't mention the war. I did once, but I think I got away with it." You know. So anyway, so they're obviously skydivers, not paratroopers. And they have to land on this spot here where you can see the smoke is blazing to show them where they got to land. I made quite a few mistakes in the last video because I was working on it for some time that day, getting it all together, and it was quite late when I did the narrative, and I was very tired, but I pursued. But I'm hoping to rectify some of those mistakes. But they're just names of things like I call them paratroopers. And I also said that the men with the familiar Hamburg black caps were fishermen, but they're not. They're boatmen. Well, some might be fishermen, but it's basically they're boatmen. It's the Hamburg Hafen sort of hat for anyone who's involved with the sea, either fishermen or people who man the boats or work on the boats. But it's a traditional black hat that they wear. And they all seem to be landing all right, don't they? They're all landing on that spot. They're getting an applause from the crowd. So it's all going well up to now. That boat there, that's in case anyone misses. They're there to rescue them. But I think they're not needed here because they've all done so well. I also mentioned the building alongside the Landungsbrücke, the landing bridge. And when I showed a shot of that, I called it the Landungsbrücke again. But that's the Landsdorf. The Landungsbrücke is the bridge, and the Landsdorf is the building. I hope I got that right. That's a container ship, as you can obviously see, but I'm just filling in the gaps here. But this is what Hamburg Port is all about. It's not just like I called it again before, I called it just a port. It's a free port and a container port. That means the ships can come in and park their containers without paying any customs. And then they probably move them on to wherever they're heading. It's like a parking place really, but it's a free port. So I got that one right again as well with the others. My brother used to often say to me, I can only take her somewhere once. The second time I've got to go back and apologise. I think I'm doing that for myself here. I'm trying to rectify the little mistakes I made before. It's one of the tall ships. I love the tall ships, don't you? I mean, the ships today are wonderful, and they're getting even better all the time, but you can't not still love the tall ships with their sails. Somebody get the idea of when someone sailor gets too drunk, they say he's 7 sails to the wind. Is that where it comes from? I don't know. Anyway, I'm back out on the Elbe again on a boat trip, and like I said before, this is not a tourist boat. This is a bus boat, which is, as I said before, is all part of the Hamburg transport system. All connected, the buses, the U-Bahn, the undergrounds, and the sea travel, where you can use the same ticket to get to your destination on all three. So they get a sight of the container port there. It's quite a large area. And like I said in the other video, that there's a big flyover bridge that goes right across the Elbe that takes you into the container port. Whereas before they used the Elbe tunnel. And here we are, this is that lovely, a better shot of that lovely mural that was painted along one of the dock repair areas. Beautiful mural. I really loved that. Like I said before in the last video, some job's worth painted all over it, painted it green and got rid of it. So sad. Hamburg is quite industrious when it comes to shipbuilding. In fact, while I was out there, that big liner, is it called the Oceanic, was out there, and they built it. A lot of ships used to go to Scotland, to the Clyde. They had a big shipbuilding there. But now a lot of it comes to Hamburg. Although they built the ship, it did come to Britain to refurnish it. So we may have lost out on the shipbuilders, but the carpenters are doing a good job. Yeah, there's the container port. See, those boats with the container bit behind, they're the bus boats. That's some kind of tour boat, I think. There's a lot of tour boats go up and down, all different sizes, and some of them, you'll see in this video, are quite elaborate. Yeah, good shots of the container port. As I mentioned in my last video, it was once occupied by the seamen, by the fishermen. But they kicked them all out and built this container port, which I suppose economically it was a good idea, but a bit sad for the fishermen living there. I suppose it's the same with the English miners when they got rid of them. Maybe it's good, but in some ways it was bad. But there you go, that's progress. Yeah, that's one of the more flash tourist boats that they have out here, and there's quite a few of them. They're quite smart, aren't they? Yeah, they're not bus boats. You have to pay to go on them. I'm filming now. This is on a Sunday, the last day of the Hamburg Geburtstag, birthday. The first film in part 1 with the balloons, that was started on the Friday, and then the next part I went back, that was the Saturday. But this is a Sunday. This is the last day of this event, which is annual. As I mentioned before, it's to celebrate when Hamburg became a free port in 1870. I told you before, should have been taking notes. This is alongside the Elbe. It's a kind of a beach area, isn't it? Yeah, when I was out there, this Elbe froze up because it went -23, and they had to use icebreakers along here to break up the ice, because it does get cold out there in Hamburg. Did without you anyway, -23, that was cold. As I said before in my other video, the Elbe goes all the way from Hamburg right to Cuxhaven, which is, I think is Holland. And that's where all the ships come down. Yeah, that's a tourist boat. You have to pay to go on there. I think, oh no, maybe I'm wrong there. There's so many different boats out there, it's hard to know the difference. Some are fishing, some are tourists, some are just ordinary bus travel. Yeah, that's where to go down on the beach. Alongside the Elbe. And there you have another shot of the container port. As you can see, that's where they dump all the containers from all over the world. Come here, even from China, Japan, and it gets parked there, and it's a free port, so they don't have to pay customs duties. And that's what this birthday's all about, having Hamburg's free port. And it's a big celebration for that time when Hamburg was made a free port. Another good shot of a tall ship. It's beautiful, that, isn't it? You have to admit, that is really beautiful. Look at that. You can paint a picture like that and have it on your wall. I remember when I was living in the Channel Islands with my family when I was young, and my dad had a big painting on the wall of a ship, and he used to love painting by numbers, and he painted the ship that was on the wall. It's still in my head don't know where the painting is now, but he used to love painting by numbers. But then he was in the military, so I suppose they do everything by numbers. Another shot of the tall ship. As you can see, especially around this time, it's very busy. Everybody's coming out with all sorts of boats to mark this day, this special day. And it goes on every year. Hamburg birthday, Hamburg Hafen Geburtstag. Now that looks like a tank. It's a refueling station. I remember Werner, when I was out in Germany, Werner, Rolf's cousin, he made a joke how brilliant the U-boats were, how the submarines were that brilliant. And he said, in the 60s, a submarine suddenly came up, didn't know the war was over, and the first thing he said was, "Where is the tank, Stella?" In other words, they were able to stay underwater that long. Anyway, that's a German joke. Lovely tall ship again. Look, beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. They never get dirty, those sails, do they? Do they have to wash them? I know they have to climb up all there. I know they swab the decks, but do they have to swab the sails as well? But they always look so white. I think being out in the ocean, all weathers, they'd be all yellow, but no, look. Beautiful. Sorry about... I think I was back to the war again there, when I mentioned U-boats, but I think I got away with it. That in the background there, that's a park. It's a long park that leads all the way to Hamburg, to the city, and it's a very popular walk, and cyclists go around there, along there too, and especially on a Sunday, because the Germans love to walk on a Sunday and get their cooking and coffee. In other words, they like their coffee and cake, so to do a long walk, they either walk to have a coffee and cooking in a cafe, a bakery, bakers, which are open on a Sunday, and they take their dogs along there. They love their dogs, the Germans. So on a Sunday, you go along there, a nice walk to the city centre, and it's full of people all year round taking a long walk. Yeah, this is the beach area. What you call the beach, along the Elbe. Don't see anybody swimming there, do you? But obviously it's a bit of sand there, so they sunbathe. It's not a patch on Bournemouth 7 miles golden sand, but there you go. That's what they got in Hamburg. Bit of graffiti in the background there, you see. The Germans love the graffiti. Some of it's good, some of it's quite ugly, but wherever you go, even along carriageways, on trains, on U-Bahn, the graffiti is everywhere. That's one thing I didn't like. Too much graffiti. It's like Rolf used to say, it was a sport. They could get to a high building and somehow get down and put the graffiti up there, but it was ugly. But there was some beautiful... I suppose it's the same in this country too. We see ugly graffiti and we see good graffiti. Probably the same in USA as well. Now, if you're on the ferry, like I used to do, coming in from England up the Elbe, these would be one of the first sights you'll see. That's telling you you've arrived at Hamburg. Along the way, further back, there's a station where every ship that comes through, they notice the country of what ship that is, and they play their national anthem. They play the national anthem, like when I was on the ferry, they played God Save the Queen coming in. But all trips going out, they play the German national anthem. So it's a kind of welcome to Hamburg and then goodbye from Hamburg. Yeah, there they are on the beach. The Hamburg beach. Yeah, nobody in the water, is there? Oh, there's some more graffiti. Oh, now because this is a bus boat, we're now landing at a station where they pick up passengers or drop them off. Because it's a bus stop or boat stop. And in the background, you can hear the bagpipes. The Scottish get everywhere, don't they? I imagine in the evening of this 3-day birthday celebration, which as I said begins on a Friday and ends on a Sunday, I imagine at the end of it, in the evening, that there's a lot more going on. Probably fireworks, just like they do in Bournemouth for the air show. So I imagine, but we didn't stay for that. Yeah, there's always plenty to eat everywhere you go in Hamburg. They love their bratwurst sausages. They make many different kinds of sausages. In fact, they even have horse meat sausages. I never tried one, never fancied it, but somehow it's quite popular in Germany. I like the little sausages that they used to cook on like a charcoal fire. I used to love them. But there are many different brands. I once wrote about it. They're famous for their sausages. They love their sausages out there in Hamburg. Bratwurst, they call them. Some people claim that the hamburger originated from Hamburg. I don't think that's true because I didn't see much interest or popularity in hamburgers out in Hamburg. It's mostly sausages or fish. I think maybe some Germans that emigrated to the USA might have originated the hamburger, but to my mind the hamburger and the hot dog are mostly American. They're definitely not Hamburg. Apart from McDonald's, there was no signs of popularity in Hamburg. But mind you, they like their pizzas, portions of pizzas. But they have what they call the Imbiss, which is like cafe, and they're all over the place. And you can go in there and have, well, not just sausages, but pieces of pizza and chips, which they call pommes frites with curry. They love the curry sauce with the pommes frites. But no interest in hamburgers, so that's a myth. Unless it was just Germans. Yeah, coming into Hamburg now, look, see, now you see it all. There's a St. Nikolai's church is there. And that's the dock that I landed on when I come on the ferry, the Scandinavian Seaways. That's where I used to land. Been on that ferry many. Sometimes I flew on Lufthansa, but if I wanted to bring a lot of luggage, then I used to come on the ferry. But then you get this lovely view. This is welcome Hamburg saying hello when you come in. This second video is more about the Elbe itself. That's St. Nikolai Church. No, not a church, it's a tower, Nikolai Tower. And there's the Fernseh Tower, the television tower. So we're coming into the fish market area around here. Yeah, this video is more about the Elbe itself, the riverway, whereas part one was more about what was going on around the Elbe. But I've just shown you more from the waterways. And as you can see, lovely views of Hamburg. I mean, some of my videos I've filmed in Bournemouth, I get lovely views of Bournemouth from a distance, and it's the same here with Hamburg. I hope my second take of showing you these Hamburg films. Yeah, that's the monument church I told you about. It's still a relic from the Second World War. Back to the war again. But they keep it there as a reminder. They leave it in the same condition as it was after the war, after the firebombing, as a kind of memorial to the city, which is quite fitting because many people died. Like I said, up to 47,000 civilians. Yeah, I've been up there, that's St. Nikolai. No, like I said, I hope I'm doing this second take justice by giving you a little bit of narrative, especially like, remember I'm just a tourist, but I'm hoping I'm giving you more information than just showing the film blank, which people from Hamburg will recognise, won't need much narrative, but maybe other people might. So I thought I'd just add a little bit of my narrative to it. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm back to filming battleships again. That's the German Navy, I mentioned it before. Germany has a Navy, that's for sure. Okay, that's the I'll get this right. That's the Landesbrücke. That's the London Bridge. That's the Rickman, which is always there. Like we have the, I've got a name of it now, the battleship in London. It's always there permanently for visitors. Yeah, that's the Landesbrücke, but that there in front, that is the Landsdorf, and the green tops there, you see, that's where the Elbe tunnel runs from. I think I got that right. If I haven't, please put me right, but the green tops is where the Elbe tunnel begins. Another shot of the container port. Always busy. See, we had London docks, didn't we? But they're now a posh area, so it worked different in London, didn't it? They kicked the port out and put the posh people in. So in Hamburg, they kicked the villagers out to build a port. They kind of did the reverse. But it's all for progress. Remember that. It's all for progress. Progress, progress, progress. Remember, this video was filmed in 1998 when I was out there in Hamburg. So a lot may have changed since then. But if it has, it's probably for the better. Yeah, that's the BIRTHAY helicopter. They're all over the place in Hamburg. More tall ships coming in. I remember these tall ships, they come from all over for this special day. Yeah, that's a fine tourist boat, isn't it? I never went on one, so I don't know how expensive they are. I'm just a cheap person. I travel just on the bus boats. This is a tourist boat now coming in. That doesn't look like a container ship. Maybe it's oil that they're carrying. But it all comes to Hamburg. It's very busy. Very busy port. Everything goes there. Mind you, I've heard that Germany gets a lot of its energy from Russia at the moment. So I don't know where that's coming from. Doesn't look Russian, does it? Not flying any flags, so I don't know where that comes from. What's happening now is coming towards the end of the birthday celebrations on this Sunday. So all the ships are moving to the beginning, to the start, where they have the sail pass. And that's where the people are getting on the ferries, on the boats, to join the parade as it goes by. It's a big moment. So it's like, I bet the ticket price trebles. So they all get on there so they can join the parade as it sails past. And it's like the final part of the day. It's quite an emotional moment when they all come by, because it's celebrating a big moment in Hamburg's history. There you go. That's what you call a German queue. Like people coming off, people going on. That's a German queue, look. There you go. Imagine that at number 77 bus stop. A German queue. Brilliantly. See, all the tall ships now are all heading their way to the start of the final parade. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I don't think we have anything like this in England, with such a display of ships, tall ships especially. In fact, maybe only Hamburg has this. But I don't see any British tall ships there, or American. It's going to be a long way for them to come on. All on deck. That's the German Navy. All making their way to the beginning of where the sail path goes, which I'm going to include in this film. All proudly on parade. Yeah, this Hamburg Hafen birthday parade celebration is annual. Every May they do this. And they have lots of people go down there. And it's getting even more popular each year. So they're all getting ready now for the final pass by, where they all sail past. Not just the sailing ships, but all boats, everything joins in. And it makes such a racket. And it's quite emotional. I found it very emotional. We're all getting ready now for the big sail pass. Lots of fine vessels, and they're all tall boats. That's now setting off, they're all on there to join the parade. Obviously too many people there. They didn't all get on. Never mind. Next year, do it again. I mean, look at that. That's, imagine a wealthy millionaire would own that. That's just a tour boat. Probably a millionaire does own it, so I made a wrong statement there. I mean, beautiful, isn't it? But there's the tall ships, all making their way to the start line. Obviously a big day for all the people on board. Proud to be part of this celebration. Oh, that's the Russian flag again. Oh dear. Keep an eye on them, keep an eye on them. They're looking for ways to invade. Although I was out in Hamburg for 10 years, this was the only birthday parade I attended. Well, I didn't know they were happening before. This was in 1998. I went out there in 92. And then I didn't have a video camera till later, till around then. The Harbour captain. That must be the harbour captain. He's got the police with him as well. He's the harbour captain. Escorted by the police. Oh, forgot me coffee and sandwiches. There's a tall ship there, getting ready to sail. Oh, there's the German queue again. Here we go. Form a queue, form a queue. What? Was ist das? Was ist das queue? We have no idea. More battleships. Remember, I'm a spy, filming all these battleships, reporting back to headquarters. Looks like things for dropping mines on submarines. Don't think you get many in the air, not deep enough. All making their way to the start. Everything now is making its way to the start for the big sail pass. Oh, there's the air display going on again. Still no Stukas. Yeah, they're all getting ready now. It's all building up. All the sails are down, all getting ready for the big sail pass. Elaborate moment, look at that picture. And leading the way is the fireboat. It's all going to happen now, it's all starting now. Everybody's waiting for this big moment. All hell is let loose, all the horns are blowing. We're all giving it some. I think that's what makes it so emotional. The excitement of this final part of the Hamburg Geburtstag, where they're all coming past. It is emotional. It's beautiful to watch. Even now, seeing it again on video reminds me of that moment. And I had tears in my eyes watching it. It was beautiful. All the Hamburg people with their boats, the small boats, tour boats, all coming past proudly. This is the main sail pass now, the finale of the actual birthday celebrations, where they all come by. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. No, I should have said brilliant! It's brilliant! Yeah, it's a grand day for Hamburg in May. Lovely shot there, absolutely lovely that shot. There's the German Navy coming by again, part of the parade. Also, all sailors on deck. I think Kiel is the big naval port. I don't think they're not stationed in Hamburg. They must be Kiel. Kiel's always been the big naval port. I might be wrong in that, but that's what I'm thinking. I was going to mention the war with Kiel, but I'm going to shout about it. Look at that. Is that Peace? One of the tall ships was called Peace. Which is a lovely name these days. I'm not sure if that was Peace. I know Peace, I have filmed Peace, but I'm not sure if that was it. Maybe it comes at the end. Oh, there's the vicar, the Kirker, the church priest. No, maybe that's Peace there coming up. I know I film it. I think that's Peace. Beautiful that ship. Look at the sails up there. I think that must be the highlight of the parade. The ship called Peace. Obviously didn't have that during the Second World War. Oh no, I'm on about the war again. Shut up! That's beautiful. Yeah, that's Peace. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how white those sails are. I can't believe it. How do they keep... Do they use surf or Omo or... Have they got a washing machine big enough to put themselves in? I mean, mums in the old days would have been glad to have their nappies that clean. Anyway, this video's coming to an end now, so I've got to say goodbye now while you watch these last scenes. But I hope you've enjoyed it, me making this video. I've enjoyed doing it. It's been hard work, but I've enjoyed doing it. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it. So until next time, my next video, I will bid you farewell. There they are, the sailors on the top. Brave men. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now. Bye.